Time now for my review of the Clucking Bell farm raid, which officially unlocked a few days ago. I say that because it was not technically an update. It was locked drip content from the Chop Shop update back in December, but since Rockstar is promoting it as an update, I will review it as a quote-unquote update. As usual, my reviews, we're going to go over the pros, the cons, but first, the poll. How would you rate the Cluckin Bell farm raid? Quite interesting how the results came out. By the way, thanks to everyone that voted. 37% gave it 5 donuts out of 5. 22%, 1 donut out of 5. 18% went 2 ways on this. 4 donuts out of 5, 3 donuts out of 5. And then 6% of you gave it 2 donuts out of 5. Overall, I think a lot of people consider this to be either a mid, quote-unquote, update or above average. I'm of the opinion that Cluckin Bell Farm Raid is above average. There's things I liked about it. There's things I did not. So without further ado, let's go into the pros. Justice for Vincent. Finally, 5 years later, we get justice for the man who was screwed over by the Duggans and Agatha Baker in the casino update. Of course, you got our good boy, Vincent, head of security. All right, so let's talk about the final thing that happens that really, I think, irked a lot of us. Vincent was probably my favorite new character. I think it was your favorite new character, Red's. Definitely Riley's favorite new character. Man Bun was standing. Vincent was a very stand-up guy. He was there to help you from the very beginning. He was there to meet you at the door when you walked into the casino. He had your back whenever you were going into that fisticuff fight. And then on the rooftop in the terrace, one of the most ridiculous missions in all 6 campaigns. You know, he was there fighting with you side by side. And he gets done wrong, doesn't he, Kane?
Indeed. And I remember one of the lines he says in that mission where there's a shootout, he's like, if we fall, the diamond falls. Here's what basically happens. So after you finish the final mission where you kill Avery, and Thornton basically becomes the new buyer for the casino.
Yeah, he becomes the new head of the Duggan family because he has this peace treaty behind the scenes with Agatha and your group, and he's like, hey, kill my uncle. I will make sure that the Chang family exits gracefully with honor. I'll make sure you guys get a good financial deal. And there was something else he mentioned, Kane. What else did he mention he was going to do?
I cannot believe what I am not hearing.
And you'll keep your jobs. The diamond will remain the diamond.
Oh, I remember, GB. I remember him saying, everybody keeps their jobs and the diamond will remain the diamond.
I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that too.
But does he keep that word?
No, he doesn't keep that word to poor Vincent.
Well, that reminds me. Vincent.
Yes, sir.
We'll no longer require your services.
Huh?
Security is something we're more than capable of handling ourselves.
But...
Given your pass at the desk.
I see. Yes, sir. It was a privilege working with you fine people.
Thank you, Vincent.
Yeah, he fires our boy Vincent after Vincent's done a fantastic job helping to defend the Diamond Casino.
Vincent cared about the casino, He risked his life on that roof for the casino. And what happens? He just gets the middle finger.
It's like a bad joke, in my opinion. It feels like that companion you have, and just without a nowhere, just you are fired, and we don't just put your credentials in the desk because we don't need you anymore because I'm the warlord of certain private PMC. So that's the thing. It feels offensive for me. It's like for the player and for someone who Rockstar who is really dedicated in storytelling. Like when you feel that line of Vincent getting fired is really, really offensive for me as a Rockstar. The stories of Rockstar, it's mediocre for me.
I feel sorry for Vincent. I mean, if you wanted to make us feel, we already felt for Vincent. We already liked Vincent. And I seriously hope that we see Vincent again in a future update. And maybe we'll get some Vincent redemption because he definitely deserves it. A lot of us, when we first played through the casino update, grew to have a special bond with Vincent. He wasn't out of control, wacky. He was a very down-to-earth guy, a man's man. And then he got screwed over by those a-holes at the casino. It made you even more excited when we got the casino update because then we could really give it to the Duggans every chance we got. And it's so interesting looking back, the first time you see Vincent get fired when he didn't deserve to be, you're just thinking, you know what, that's dumb. That is stupid. This man did everything. He bent over backwards for you, Agatha Baker, and for the Duggans. And this is how they repay him. They stab him in the back. And a lot of us were really hoping that eventually Vincent would not be forgotten by Rockstar and he would get justice. We would run across Vincent again in the casino heist where he would help us with that. But his life hadn't been going so well as a mall cop security guard at the mall.
Welcome to Rockford Plaza.
Vincent!
Face.
He looks so fucking weird with that outfit.
Yeah.
But still, I'm so happy to see him.
And the peripheral.
Oh, he's a mall cop. Like mall
Quite
bar.
the reversal of fortune, right? The diamond was meant to be my breaker till the Duggans turfed me out.
Has anyone seen Vincent? Do we have a stolen car at the valet post? It's cutting back from the parking garage.
Hey!
Oh shit, the Hellfire.
What?
Get him that car back,
No.
man. I can't lose this job. Go!
I can't lose this job.
That's an
Armored truck.
Why?
Damn, they're doing my homeboy dirty. What the fuck?
When the former head of security at the Diamond asks you to get a car back, you get it back, don't you?
But now we finally get to see justice, redemption for Vincent. Definitely a pro in my opinion. And for the record, most of us are way more attached to Vincent than we'll ever be to the likes of Sasanta, Dax, or Lab Rat. The next pro is this new contact heist contract fusion missions we got. The hosts can earn $500,000 upon completion, and there actually are some options for the missions involved in the Cluckin Bell Farm Raid. You can go into the finale silent, or at least attempt to be silent, or you can just simply go in aggressive, guns blazing. The choice is yours. And throughout the missions and setups, you're going to have some other options. Choose between what type of weapons you want to go in, or armor type, or the getaway vehicle. So I do like options when it comes to the approaches for the Cluckin Bell Farm Raid. Overall, the missions were fun, and what I also enjoy is that they can be done solo or with up to 4 players. So I appreciate that, Rockstar, because that adds even more replayability to the Cluckin Bell Farm Raid, especially after you play it with friends and you want to try your luck solo, going from like normal to hard to, bump up the challenge. And the fact as host, every time you do it, you earn an additional $500,000. There's also first-time payout bonuses, $250,000 for host and $250,000 for member. There was also a weekly bonus that you could earn of $100,000. And on the PlayStation 5 Xbox Series, the career progress for Cluckin Bell. You can earn a few items eventually, along with a Cluckin Bell hat that I still haven't received, Rockstar. I guess I better file a ticket with that, right, Rockstar support? The Cluckin Bell Farm Raid also came out with technically 3 vehicles. The Gauntlet Interceptor, the brand new police car that's featured in the GTA 6 trailer. It has a lot of customization options, but even discounted from $5.4 million to $4 million after you complete the Cluckin Bell Farm Raid as a host is still extremely expensive. Fun fact, data miners discovered that the original price for the Gauntlet Interceptor was going to be $2.2 million with a $1.65 million discount. Talk about inflation, Rockstar. The next vehicle that I actually have really enjoyed, I didn't think I was going to because it seemed to be overshadowed by the Gauntlet Interceptor, the Canis Terminus, which is based loosely on the Jeep Rubicon. An off-road agency vehicle for $1.8 million, definitely cheaper than the Gauntlet Interceptor. This vehicle also has a lot of customization and is fun on and off-road. As an agency vehicle, the Terminus can get the armor plating as well as the missile jamming. And that's one thing I will say once again about both the Terminus and the Gauntlet Interceptor. both vehicles have a lot of customization, which is something players really appreciate. There's a third vehicle, the Cluckin Bell Vapid Benson. I would not purchase this. It's basically a Pegasus vehicle unless you just want to buy it because you have plenty of money and you want to use it for role-playing purposes. But I guess it counts as a quote-unquote new vehicle, even though it's a Benson with a Cluckin Bell skin on it. And the final pro is the 45-minute speedrun timer for career progress. Obviously, only PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series players benefit from this, but it's pretty cool. It only tracks the time of the missions and the finale, not the time in between whenever you're in free mode, which is good because that's one of the challenges when it comes to career progress, is you have to beat Cluckin Bell Farm Raid start to finish in less than 45 minutes. I appreciate that Rockstar actually had the foresight here to start and stop the timer based on the mission. Once the mission starts, the timer starts up again. Once the mission is over, the mission pauses. It does that until you complete the finale of the Cluckin Bell Farm Raid. Now let's segue over into the cons. Talking about that part in between missions, it's very freaking annoying. For one thing, loading time. It does take a minute or two to load back into the game. And if you're playing with friends, you might start off in, I don't know, an invite lobby or a friend lobby, because most of us prefer doing that. Every single time after you finish one of these missions, you get separated, unless sometimes you end up with a friend of yours in a public lobby, scattered in different lobbies, and you have to regroup into a friend lobby or an invite lobby and start the whole process again. It's time consuming, it's very annoying, and unfortunately it's nothing new. This happens upon the completion of quite a few heists, jobs, and other modes have a similar problem. It's something I really wish Rockstar would find a way to resolve, especially on current-gen consoles like PlayStation 5, Xbox Series. You think that this would be a non-issue, but unfortunately, it still is. Not a major problem, but it's just annoying that we can't simply all reload back into the same invite lobby or a friend lobby. The next con, member payout upon completion is low. Yes, I know the members do get paid a little bit upon completion of the setups, but only getting $50,000 while the host gets $500,000, that does seem a little low. I think that the payout should be raised to $75,000 to $100,000 for members, but at the same time, I do have to acknowledge the fact that they are getting additional payouts as well. Now that leads us into the final con, which is not really a big deal. That's why I have it at the bottom of my cons list. The cooldown for the host is 1 hour, which means that once you complete the Cluckin Bell Farm Raid as host, you have to wait an hour to host it again. But that's not really a big deal, especially since a lot of people like to do these with friends. Even if it's just 2 players, you and one of your friends doing this, you could simply just rotate, take turns. You host, then your friend hosts, and as long as you're not speed running it, your friend will be done hosting the Cluckin Bell Farm Raid in time for you to host it once again. Unless you're speed running it, then you may have to wait 15 minutes before you get a chance to host it once more. And that also depends on how many people you're playing with. Because even if you speedrun it and you're taking turns with 3 to 4 people, then chances are the cooldown time will subside before it's your turn to host Cluckin Bell Farm Raid. But I can't imagine this sucking for somebody that's binging the Cluckin Bell Farm Raid solo, just doing it over and over again for the $500,000 and trying to get better and better in order to beat that 45-minute speed run. Because no matter what, you're going to have to wait an hour in order to play the Cluckin Bell Farm Raid again if you're going solo. Those are the pros and the cons. Time now for my verdict. While technically not a quote-unquote update, Cluckin Bell Farm Raid offered some fun as well as replayability and much needed justice for Vincent. But besides that and, well, 2 vehicles, I'm not really going to count the Cluckin Bell Benson Rockstar. The Cluckin Bell Farm Raid is a far cry from past spring updates, but at the same time, way more enjoyable than Last Dose was with Dax and Lab Rat. I hope that we never get to see or interact with Dax, Lab Rat, Sasanta, or English Dave ever again. But I wouldn't mind more Vincent down the road, perhaps as a contact for a hypothetical Vigilantes type update in GTA Online, especially since we've been getting these police vehicles. Maybe somewhere down the road, Vincent will contact us talking about, hey, since we're dealing with the corrupt cops, we also have a rise in crime, and we need to do something about the growing criminal element throughout Los Santos and San Andreas. And perhaps in that update, we'll finally be able to get some police uniforms, and maybe, just maybe, the FIB Buffalo. Hey, a guy can dream, right? Thoughts, views, opinions regarding the Cluckin Bell farm raid, welcome, as always, below in the comments section.